Jahara. Welcome back to my channel. So, I'm gonna come back. Okay, let's try this again. Hi, I'm Jahara. Welcome back to my channel. So, I'm coming back at you with another book review, the third book in the Monster High series, which I literally just finished. Well, maybe not literally, like I finished it. I don't know, but I did just finish it. So, I didn't tap it as much as I thought I would. I think I tapped the second book more, actually. I wonder why I didn't tap this one as much. Maybe because of the Frankie and Melody scenes. I only cared about the Claudine scenes, let's be real. But yeah. This is the third book, and it obviously has a lot to do with Claudine. Basically, it starts out with Claudine being on the run with her brothers because this whole video she's mad at Cleo, calling her ex-friend because she betrayed her. And then later on it shows everyone at the secret hideout, and Dracula's like takes away everyone's phones, like, and everyone's starting to having to leave town, you know. Dracula has to go to her grandparents in Transylvania, Laguna has to go to her parents in Australia, and stuff like that. So yeah, since Cleo's not in the video, she's safe and she decided to stay. Steins decided to stay too because they promised to let Frankie fight, even though she's kind of out of fight because of everything that happened with Brett. Yeah, so, and Claudine's really upset because she really wanted her Sassy 16 to be back on. She calls it Sassy 16 instead of Sweet 16. She's like, who wants a girl who's sweet? I want to be sassy, this and that. So yeah, so she, because like she has all these older brothers, her spotlight's always being overshadowed, and she just wants this one day for herself, and she's really upset that's not gonna happen. And yeah, so Claude even was going to go to a football game. His coach was going to get him like a scholarship, or scouts were going to be there or something. Turned out it was a trap, because his coach wanted to trap him, I guess, for being a werewolf. And so yeah, Claudine kind of snuck out with him because she was supposed to be there. They were hiding out at their at this inn that their parents own, and they like closed it, like no one can check in or anything. It's just for the Wolf family at the moment. And while all that's happening, Melody is questioning things because of her finding out that her mom might not be her birth mom, and she's like kind of freaking out about it. Plus everything going on with not being able to find Jackson or contact him. Eventually, Mrs. J says that she can talk to him before they leave, and then they have a nice talk, and then she convinces his mom to stay, and she eventually confronts her mom, and then by their reactions to Melody's question, that's when she figured out that it was true. She kind of runs out, and then they go on this whole vacation for like a week, and then she confronts them again when they come back. And yeah, so while that's going on, what's going on with Frankie? I don't know. She's like all depressed because of Brett, and then Billy's trying to get her mind off it because he has a crush on her, and then she decides that she needs to be with her own kind, so I'm gonna force myself to like Billy, even though it's not fair to him. I have so many Frankie issues. Like seriously, Billy deserves so much better. He's such a sweet guy. He's done everything for her, and she likes the jerk. I mean, Brett's not really a jerk. It was just a misunderstanding, but that's besides the point. But yeah, she does see him at one point, and then goes to a concert with Billy, and then sees him again, and then Billy's like, it's okay, you go, and this and that, because he realized that like Frankie will never like him the way he likes her, and it's sad. But he does at the end at Claudine's birthday party, because she does end up having to meet or talk to someone that he's kind of known his entire life, but like they never really spoke much before. But she is Spectra, who is in the movie. She's a ghost. It turns out she's had a crush on him for years, so they start dancing and having a good time, and yeah, so good, because Billy deserves better than Frankie. But yeah. Blue, aka Laguna, isn't on this book that much, except for the beginning, because she ends up leaving for Australia. But if I'm sure she comes back in the fourth book. I'm upset that there's not a fifth book for. Honestly, Dracula should be the last book, because save the best for last, right? But honestly, they should have had Laguna either as book 3 or like either before Claudine's book or after Claudine's book, before Dracula's. Like, seriously, they should have made a fifth book for Laguna. You know, because, like, one for each member of the friend group, you know, all the main characters. But every so often there was a chapter for Gulia, who's a zombie and Cleo's best friend. But the chapter was usually just about Gulia, except for a couple times. One chapter was about her, like, being mad at Cleo. Another one was about meeting Slow-Mo. Another one was about trying to convince her parents, like, not to leave, and this and that. So, yeah. And Billy also has his own chapters here and there. Mostly they're about, you know, his crush on Frankie, trying to improve himself for her, even though he deserves so much better, meeting Spectra, this and that. So, yeah. But Dracula ends up coming back because she couldn't handle being with her parents, or her grandparents, and then Mrs. Wolf ended up letting her come and stay with them, and it was a surprise, so Claudia had no idea that was happening until Dracula got there, and then they had fun, and then Claude was all happy. Oh my gosh, I ship it so much. They were always my favorite couple in the movies, and they have a crush on each other. In this book, you could tell. At first, it's just Claude, who obviously has a crush on Dracula. Like, Claude wouldn't let Claudine go alone, but she was going to go, so he was going to go with her. And she was looking at everyone's house, trying to find someone, to see that there's someone there. One of her friends was still there, and he casually says, how about we go see? And it's sad that he casually says it, which means he wasn't so casual. It means he was trying to find the right moment to throw it. Let's go to Lala's house, see if she's there. But she does end up going to Cleo's house, and they talk, and Cleo says that she's like, didn't have anything to do with this. Claudine forgives her, and they get on a good track again. But when Claude sees Dracula, he gets kind of happy about it, and surprised. And then at dinner, he comes out in like a tux, and his hair is all combed back, and it's just so sweet, because it's like he's trying to impress her. It's like he would never dress like that on any other day, but once Dracula comes over, it's like, oh no, I have to look my best for her. I ship it so much. They're definitely my favorite couple in here. My second would probably be Melody and Jackson, or no, Cleo and Deuce the second, and then third will be Melody and Jackson. I think Melody and Jackson's the only couple that's like not on the movies. Well, I mean, Billy and Spectra aren't either. Neither is Frankie and Brad, so actually no, that's not true. But yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention my last book review, but in the second and third books, they started doing this thing at the end of some chapters, not every chapter. Let me find one. If I can't find one. It's not gonna let me find one now. Where's the heck is it? Really? Up there. Hold on, just past one. It would be like this, and it'll be people texting to kind of let you know what's going on, I guess. So yeah. And then Dracula and Claude kept talking at the dinner, and she was like, you know, you look really good at Mohawk. He ended up letting her give her a Mohawk too, like seriously. And he showed her how to apply her lipstick without like smudging it all over her cheeks and stuff, because she can't see her own reflection, so it's hard for her to do makeup. And when Claudine found out, she got so jealous, and she wasn't even sure if she was jealous of the fact that her brother likes her best friend or that her best friend likes her brother. But I don't know if you've seen the webisodes of Monster High, like before the movies. I've seen a few because I was curious. But Claudine actually, because that was actually accurate from the book and the website, because Claudine did not like the two of them first when they first got together. She did not like it. It's like, my brother and my best friend, you can't be together. Nope. But yeah. But her mom knew, she finds out that her mom knew she was gonna, Cleo like organize the entire Sassy 16 for her, and Claudine was gonna sneak out. Turns out her mom knew all along. So they end up having a nice talk, and Claudia was like how she's tired of everyone wanting to take care of her, that she can take care of herself, and that sometimes she just has to make a mistake. So her mom takes Claudine and Draculaura to the party, and there were some jocks being defacing some of her baby pictures because she's like a werewolf, so they were like adding things for whatnot, and then things got out of hand. Harriet and that's Claudine's mom, and Dracula were trying to get Claudine out of there. Same with Cleo, and then they found out about Melody's voice because she can persuade people to do things. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, there was this really funny scene. It's in this book, right? Or was it in the second book? I think it was in the second book. But she basically humiliates Becca. It was funny. But yeah. So Melody makes them apologize to her, and then so Frankie's with Brett, Billy's with Spectra, Draculaura and Claude have a thing. They're not put together yet, I don't think. They probably get together in the fourth book. Like I said, there's a lot I don't remember. That's why I'm rereading it. Melody's with Jackson, and Claudine decides, everything's getting out of hand. They're monsters, they're normies. So Claudine's like, I don't want to fight anymore. She does, because she's like, we're the ones with fangs and claws. They should be afraid of us, not the other way around. And then so Claudine, Draculaura, Cleo, Frankie all start singing to the song that played on next, and then they went out and they danced floor and they started dancing, and then Normies began dancing with them, and it was all seemed to be okay. And and then Frankie was talking to Brad about how she felt like she was the one that was supposed to make a change, and she feels like she didn't really do much, blah blah blah, don't care about Frankie. But then the last chapter was about Melody. Oh, I forgot to tell you, there was this girl that was like subletting Jackson and his mom's house, and she was acting all weird, and but in the last chapter, she found out, she knocked on the door, and Mrs. J ended up staying because she got a text from Dracula saying that people want to fight, so they're going to stay and fight too. And she said that she had kept, she made sure Jackson stayed as DJ Hyde for those 2 weeks so that he wouldn't contact Melody because no one could know where they are. And then she said that the woman that was subletting left her a note, so Melody read it, and it turned out it was her birth mother all along. And she said that they have a gift with their voice, singing voice and just talking voice. And she says it gets more powerful as you get older because they are sirens. So she finds out that she is that rad after all. That's why she never felt like she fit in. That's why she always felt closer to the rads than the normies, because she technically is one. And I'm so thirsty. So yeah. And then she's like, and she like hears the water go off because Jackson was taking a shower. She's like, this is when my life is beginning. My new life is beginning. You know, but she has all the answers she's ever wanted, and she knows that she's loved, and she has Jackson, and she has the Rad, and she finally has a place in the world, and she's happier than she's ever been. And yeah, that's how the book ends. And the Rads are free to live among normies because of everything that happened. So there's no more fighting on that, and well, no more major fighting. I mean, there's still gonna be normies that aren't okay with it, obviously, like Becca. I don't think Becca will ever accept it. But yeah, so that's it. That's the book review for the third book, and I haven't started the fourth book yet. But like I said, I just finished the third book, so I'll be starting the fourth book soon. And tomorrow probably I will do a book review for the Owl of Loss and maybe the Maeve book, because I still need to do that. And yeah, and then I'll do the fourth book of the Most High series book review when I finish it, and the second book to Owl of Loss series. So yeah, that's it. Please like and subscribe and comment your thoughts on this book. I think I rated it 5 out of 5, and you guys should check it out because it's a good series. So I'll talk to you guys later.